Almost 2 weeks ago, a friend of mine sent me a link of an opportunity to make money. And the idea was that I could create an account, and after creating an account, sign up for a package known as buying a machine. So I would create an account, buy a machine at 50,000, and then every day I would earn 10,000 every day. So that is how the thing was working. And to know that these guys are always smart, they sell to you the idea that when you create an account, you get a commission of 70,000. You get a bonus rather of 7,000, not 70,000. So when the account is created, immediately you are requested to buy a package. Then after buying a package, if you buy maybe a machine of 50,000, you get a reward of 7,000, which is actually withdrawable. So as soon as you deposit money onto the account, you immediately receive 7,000, which is actually withdrawable. So they are trying to show you that the thing works. So the first link was called Nubia, something like that. And then I was like, because I have been in the internet space for a while and I know how those things work. But then I decided that I would test how actually where the scam is, because I wanted to know how those guys make money and the kind of flow. Because I have knowledge in programming, it means that I can even create that system myself. But then I'm not into scamming, so I don't think I can create it because I don't want to scam people. So what I did, I opened the link that my friend sent me and I created an account. And on creating an account, I decided to risk some money. Of course, I risked 50,000 because, you know, in business, in that kind of model, you can only invest what you can afford to lose, because there were other packages, but I was like, no, I'm not into that. Let me only risk 50,000. And of course, I put that money into the system. And of course, I received my commission of 7,000, and yeah, I requested a withdraw, and immediately I got that 7,000 onto my account. That means that if I invested 50,000 minus 7,000, so they remained with 43,000. Okay. Now, the idea is that after every 24 hours, you are credited with 12,000 shillings onto the account. So every 24 hours, there is an atom, there is money that goes onto that account. So the first day, of course, I received 12,000, and then I withdrew that money. Of course, there is what we call withdraw charges. You know, they charge over 15%. So literally, when you are credited with 12,000, the actual money that you withdraw is always about 10,000. But the fact is, I was able to withdraw that money. The following day, the same thing happened. I withdrew that money. The third day, until the whole week, I actually never had withdrawal issues, and I can confirm that out of the 50,000 I deposited, I was able to withdraw around 150,000. Then an issue happened, and I think the last withdrawal I made delayed for about 6 hours, and just know that that is when those guys were closing. That is how the business works. The idea is that they create a system and then they pay people. So when you join in first, you make some money. Because for me, I actually recovered my money. Like I told you, I deposited 50,000, but I withdrew about 150,000. So it means that I made a profit of about 100,000. But then 2 days before the closure of the system, a friend of mine requested, and he was like, okay, he wanted to join. I told him the downside of those things, and he risked his money. And of course, he did not even withdraw anything, because he deposited today, and tomorrow, even before 24 hours, those guys stopped paying. Now, the idea is that you'd make a request, a withdrawal request, and that money you'd keep pending, showing processing for so many days, and of course that money would not be processed. So that is what happened. My friend lost money. My friend lost his 43,000, because when you deposit 50,000, you get instantly 7,000. So it means he actually lost 43,000 and he was not able to withdraw. Yet for me, I deposited 50 and I withdrew about 150. So I literally made a profit of 100,000. But then that is how those high yield paying programs work. They work in the sense that the people who join in early will always make money, while the ones who join late will always lose money. So if you wanna join that, if you know that that thing has launched today, join tomorrow and quit after recovering your money, because the lifetime of those programs is always about 2 weeks. 2 weeks is within the heresy period, but when it goes past 2 weeks, you need to be careful, because the guys are always balancing the books within that time and they are always ready to cross, because they will have made their own money. Those are called high yield paying program, and there are so many. And of course, the latest one to close was this one called Nubia kinda. They always have funny domains. And then there is also another one that was being promoted, and that one was called Any Wheels. That one also closed down and they ran away with people's money. Yes, they ran away with people's money. But the point is that for example, I have a friend who joined that Any Wheels and was able to make about 500,000. Yet the people who joined in late lost their money. So the idea is that for high paying yield programs, you need to join in very fast and then quit at the right time. Otherwise, if you get prompted, when they pay you the first day, the second day, the third day, the fourth day, the fifth day, you become so happy and you feel like, wow, this thing works. And then in the end, you are prompted to investing more money, and now that is where the scam comes in, because those guys always want to build trust in you by paying you, and then that forces you to over trust them, and then you end up giving them a lot of money, and that is how people end up in losses. That is how people end up in tears. So you need to be careful about those programs. If you guys do not have money you cannot afford to lose, please do not put money into those programs. You can only put what you can afford to lose. That is how the thing works. You can only invest what you can afford to lose. That is my advice to you guys. Never put your money unless you are able to lose it. That is the rule number one of investing in high yield paying programs. Hypes. It is what it is, and of course there are so many. Even I am told that there is one called Heart 8, and that Heart 8 has been in existence for a while, and I hear that it is still paying. But then I know that at some point it will close and many people will be in tears, because those programs do not always last for so long. So whenever you're in them, just know that you're playing like Forex, whereby anytime the market changes and you find yourself in reds. It is what it is. So you need to be careful whenever you are playing with those programs. But for me, I personally tested Nubia and I was able to make some money before its closure. But like I already told you, my friend was able to lose money. My friend lost money in the same program because he joined in when it was too late. That is how it works, guys. So we need to always be careful. And of course, there are so many better ways of making money. I don't know why people always fall for scams. For me, I actually joined because I wanted to know where the scam is. As a computer programmer, as a software developer, I wanted to know the flow. How do you make money? How do you withdraw? If this, then that. How exactly am I able to withdraw? Where exactly the scam? Because I joined in because I wanted to test how those programs work, and then even before joining, I knew I would make this video telling people about how those programs work. And if you are careful, I want you to know, by the way, do you realize that all those programs use the same clone? Like there is a clone there that they duplicate and then use. Because if you look at the payment method, if you look at from registration to where you withdraw to where you do this, almost the flow is the same. What is different is the name and then the user interface. But then the dashboard is almost the same. What does that mean? It means that it is always the same company that rebrands. So that in Nubia kind of thing will now come as a fresh program. It will just change the name, but it will be run by the same guys. They just change the name and make you think that, okay, this is a new thing, and then other people join in, and those who were scammed previously will again join in because they want to join in a bit early to make money, and then they end up losing more money. There is no money to be made in high yield investment programs. I am warning you guys, and this video is from someone who tested the programs. Like I told you, I invested some money myself, and I wanted to know how the program works, and I'm telling you that the program closed down and it ended up scamming people. Matters for me, I had already recovered my earnings, but I have friends who lost a lot of money. So I'm warning you to not just joke with the high yield investment programs. There are some other better ways of making money, but of course that is a video for another day. Otherwise, thank you for watching this. Let me know what you think about Part 8, what you think about any of those, because there is Multiply, there is Affinex, there's so many apps out there, and people are making money while others are losing money. But let me know what you think about those programs. Let me know, and if you're new to this channel and you've loved this video, kindly leave a like button and please subscribe. Thank you.